Welcome to another episode of the 116 Live here on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. Listen, shout out to everyone that's tuned in. As always, you already know it's your girl Meah checking in. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are getting the year started off well, man. Whether you're hitting all your goals or whether you got to start back at day one, it's okay. Listen, we're rooting for you here at the 116 Live. We got a great episode for you guys today. He's back on the show, actually. You know him as a Northside hero, man. You know him, a little holy, big holy. You know what I'm saying? He's in the building. We got WHATUPRG here. What's going on, RG?
What's up? Yo, you're too good at this.
What you mean? Man, y'all are funny. Y'all are so funny.
We were just having like the chillest, like cool, laid back conversation. And then cameras start rolling. And you just flip the switch. Yo, what's
so
up? This
funny,
is
bro.
That's
so
fire,
funny.
bro.
Thank you, bro.
I gotta get better. Hold on. Yo, what's up? This is WHATUPRG. Welcome to the 116 Live podcast.
Bro, that was good though.
Stop
that
playing.
was good. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm
Let's
not
go.
gonna. Okay, if you.
I just need the script. You give me the script. I got you.
If we ever need a guest co-host, I'm hitting you up.
Hit me.
That was solid.
Hit me.
How you been feeling, bro?
I've been good.
Happy
man.
New Year.
Shoot, 2025, bro.
Is it just me, or I feel like the older you get, the years go by quicker.
Bro, I feel like it was just nah. This is insane. Because I feel like somebody just asked me, like, yo, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 26. And I was like, hold on. I'm not 26, bro. I just turned 28, bro.
Bro, yeah.
Time is just flying.
Man.
And
flying.
It's, yeah, but I mean, I can't complain. I feel like as time goes on, you know, obviously, like, you experience new things and all that. And, like, the last couple years have been such a blessing, like, as far as, like, just personally.
Yeah.
So where I'm like, I'm kind of glad that, like, the years aren't just, like, dragging out. And I'm like, oh, just another day. Like, I just get to experience every day and what comes with it. And then, you know, I wake up and now I'm, like, 28, bro. And, 2025, though.
It's
How do you feel about our new president?
So let's keep it positive.
What's wrong with? No, I'm just kidding. All right.
No, but the comment's about to come for us, bro, for that one. But
Wait,
listen,
what?
Man, when I
They
tell
be
you,
tripping?
bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I be thinking what Ace and I say is cool until I get to the comments. I'd be like, dang, like we didn't even
Do you feel like you have to censor yourself?
Low key, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I respect myself enough to still be able to say what's on my mind. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I'm
real.
sensitive though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But
yeah.
it's, I don't
That's
know.
wise,
It's a balance to it.
Yeah.
Bro, when you talked about a lot of things happening, at least for you, bro, like new seasons of like marriage, bro. Like shout out to you, shout out to Cassandra.
Shout out to Cass.
What has it
man.
been like being a husband, navigating that life? You know what I'm saying? Enjoying all that comes with that. Talk about that.
Oh, it's lit. It's lit. It feels like a long sleepover.
That's real. That's real.
It's my best friend, bro. I really married my best friend, and we bond on like music. We bond on art. We bond on. We're like movie nerds, bro. We love watching
Like
movies
what movies?
together. Like Studio Ghibli. My wife loves Studio Ghibli.
What's that?
Hold on, you're not here.
No, put me on. Wait, what's that?
Studio Ghibli is a Japanese animation house. They do everything by hand. So like, you know, like animation's taking a turn towards like 3D renders, all that. But I'm thinking about my wife right now. Studio Ghibli does everything by hand. So they like animate everything, like sketch it out, and like they create these beautiful scenes, and obviously like the storyline and the writing is incredible, but just like the art form of animation, they like really value that, and it's incredible. You gotta
Studio Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli.
Okay.
I might be saying it wrong too. Studio Ghibli, Studio Ghibli, Studio Ghibli or Studio Ghibli. Ghibli. I had it right the whole time, bro.
Okay,
yeah,
Studio Ghibli. Okay.
Yeah. I recommend Ponyo. Ponyo's a great one.
Okay.
Shoot, Trip would be on my head right now because I can't remember the titles of them. The Boy and the Heron is crazy.
Are all of these anime?
It's animation, but it's not like silly animation. Like it's like yeah, it's like thorough stories and like really great. I mean, yeah, it's hard to like describe Studio Ghibli, but yeah, definitely recommend. They are animated movies, but they're just incredible, very deep. They have have great storylines. Yeah, Studio Ghibli. I don't know why did we mention Studio Ghibli?
Well, you said y'all like to watch movies, so y'all like to watch Studio Ghibli together. You and
Yes, that's not all we do, but
yeah.
But yeah, marriage has been great. It's been cool. It's been it's like, I feel like the Lord's been yeah, I feel like through marriage I've experienced the Lord's kindness and love like in a different way too, where it's like I see little things within my character, within myself, where I'm like, dang, bro, like, all right, Lord, I gotta submit this to you and be a better husband. I gotta submit this to you and be more present. So, yeah, marriage is lit in so many ways. It's just, yeah, it's not the horror stories that everybody was talking about when we got engaged, which we could talk about.
Horror stories,
bro. Everybody was saying like, yo, marriage is amazing, but no, marriage is hard, but if you hold on to God and you love each other, you'll get through it or something like that. Like it was just like, oh, marriage is so hard, marriage is tough, marriage is this, and I'm like, yo, marriage has been great. Like, obviously, like we went to therapy, like
which is
we had
great.
Like we had premarital, and
which is essential.
We had like a toolbox to go into marriage and like know what to do when like, conflict came and knew how to like talk through things, but. Yeah, no, when we were engaged, everybody was like, yo, bro, like, I don't know, they made it sound like it was gonna be this like terrible thing. And
people try to do that to my sister and brother-in-law. They were like, get ready, because your first year of marriage is the toughest.
Like, and they were like, first year of marriage was lit, bro.
Yeah,
we like traveled and like no. If anybody is listening and thinking about marriage or thinking about if you're a guy thinking about popping the question, whatever, bro, it's a beautiful thing. Marriage is such a great thing. I think you learn so much about the Lord's kindness, so much about the Lord through marriage and in loving your wife, loving your partner. Yeah, I don't know. It deepens your relationship with the Lord, and it's not what everybody talks about, bro. If you do the work, the inner work, if you face, you know what I'm saying, like your habits and all that stuff, you do the inner work, it's going to be great, man. If you both are aligned in that and in pursuing God, you're going to be straight. But
I'm not going to lie to you. One thing I truly admire about the guys in the space is that all of them just gush about their wives. Like everybody gushes about marriage, only because like I used to come from a friend group, or at least it's like in school and things like that, where everyone was like, nah, I don't want to be married. Like, just like totally not like talk down to it. So having like hearing you and just like honestly hearing so many other guys gush about marriage, I think is beautiful. And even like you just never shying away from expressing that just now or just in social media, just in general, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just beautiful.
That's right.
Reflecting back on the year, because I know that there was a lot of things that happened, like of course career-wise with you, with going to Rio and like, God Made a Way was doing great. Are there any like highlights of last year that you think about where you're kind of like, man, that was a pretty cool moment?
Man, there's so many moments. Last year we had I'm definitely about to talk about my wife again, but last year we had our wedding, like our actual wedding. We got to celebrate with like our whole family, and that was lit. Definitely the highlight. Definitely a highlight. Yeah, that's all cast. My wife has a mood board, not a mood board. What's it called? I'm losing the word.
Well, like a Pinterest board?
She also has Pinterest boards for everything.
Okay.
But she makes decks for everything.
Oh.
So she has like a deck for like home decor, a deck for like the wedding. Like she had like every little thing like mapped out. So like for me, it was just like, yeah, we can afford this. I was just more like on the like budgeting side.
Yeah, okay, that's fair balance.
But she went all out with the like decor and everything, and she would be finding like cheat codes and like, you know what I'm saying, little sales here and there, whatever. Yo, Cass is the GOAT, bro.
No, for real.
It looked incredible.
It did.
And like we did it all within a reasonable, budget.
That's
so
good.
yeah, the wedding was lit. The week after that, we went to Rio. So it was like we got married Saturday. Monday, we were on a flight to Brazil.
Ooh. What was Rio like?
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Really?
It's beautiful. Jeez. And yo, I've never been to a city where like we had a translator with us because we don't speak Portuguese. I had a translator with us, and like on the trip, driving into Rio, she like kind of like we're all kind of chilling. She just kind of like pauses. She's like, "Guys, do you mind if we pray?" I was like, "Yeah, what's going on?" You know, I thought we were about to pray for her and something going on, and she's like, "No, like Rio's really dangerous."
Oh, whoa.
And like, you know, you just never know what could happen. Do you mind if we pray before we go into Rio? And it took me back. I'm like, hold on, bro. What are we going into? Like, how bad is it that we have to pray before we get into Rio? But I mean, yeah, we popped a quick prayer. Maybe it was a prayer. Maybe Rio's just not that bad, bro. It was really cool. Like, we didn't experience anything crazy. Obviously, like, there's the slums and there's the favelas and, you know, everything that goes on there. But, like, man, the whole city is just beautiful. It's rich with culture. Oh, man. The food is incredible. Business over here walking over.
This is fun.
Bro, what is happening, man? But yeah, no. Rio is beautiful, and the support out there is like nowhere else. I think we announced the show like maybe 2 weeks in advance.
Whoa, for real?
Like 2 weeks in advance, and we had like 1,500 people out there. It was insane, and the love was, it was something that I'd never experienced before. Like, yeah, I'm on stage and people are like rushing the stage. Like they had to like rush me out. I went through the back door like, yo, you can't be doing that, blah, blah, blah. But like, it was just a whole, like, it was electric. And I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, would you go back?
Oh yeah, I'm going back in, I think April.
Sheesh, yeah?
June. Yeah. Going back to, this time I'm going to Sao Paulo. But yeah, it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be cool.
Dang, bro. I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, traveling is one of like just my favorite things to do. So like being submerged in culture, and plus you got a lot of love out there too. So like feeling the love from all the people and things like that. Yeah. I can only imagine what that was like. Now I want to stop right here just because I want to be able to dive into a couple of things. I want to dive into the new single. I want to dive into I want to go back down memory lane a little bit for you.
Let's go.
And we'll just see where all of that leads here on the 116 Life, here on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. What up, RG in the building, and Meah Evans. We'll be right back.
Yo, what's up? This is What Up RG. I'm here with Meah Evans, and we're live on the 116 Live with... Oh,
you were so good.
Holy Culture
Radio.
Wow.
No, y'all, for real, when I tell you, RG is about to have his own podcast at this point.
No. Run it back. Yo, what's up? This is What Up RG. I'm here with Meah Evans, and we're live on the 116 Live podcast with Sirius XM on channel 140.
Bro.
And shout out to Holy Culture Radio.
Give him the award.
We are live we're not live, but we are here in direct.
We are here in the flesh. Bro, that was so good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm seriously impressed. As he said, as always, y'all, RG Meah checking in here. Okay, so I want to talk about the single. Correct me if I'm wrong. Cien Docenas.
Hey, you got it.
See, I'm on my way.
That's
Bro,
fire.
I'm telling y'all, I'm on my way. I told y'all I've been really consistent with my Duolingo. So I've been really like, killing it. Cien Docenas. So I guess I want you to talk about, I want to just know about what inspired the song, sonically, and then even like lyrically, because I know you kind of went in a different direction lyrically. So kind of dive into how Cien Docenas came about.
Yeah. No, I think Cien Docenas for me was really just like setting the tone for the year. And just setting the intention behind how we're moving and how we're doing everything for the year. I think for me, Cien Docenas translates to 100 dozens, and the story behind it is my mom. She always, at any given point, I would get home from school and she'd have like the whole dinner table like laid out. With like all her materials to make tamales. And so growing up, I thought my mom just loved cooking.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, my mom just loves cooking. So like, that's her thing.
Yeah.
She loves it, whatever. And as I got older, I realized like, not only did she love cooking and serving people, but this was like a means for her to provide for us, selling tamales. And so for me, I think when I speak on like setting the intention and setting like the tone for what this year looks like for me, like, I still see music as a service, and I see music as a way of serving my community, serving the people who listen and are tapped in. But also, like, I'm trying to make something happen, man. I have a family. It's not just me. Like, it's always been, looking out for my family. I got my wife. We want to have a family eventually. Like, I gotta lock in and like make something happen. So that's the intention I have behind, this single and just the rest of the year, the tone for this season of my life, where I want to not only move, I don't just want to move out of like what I'm feeling or how I'm feeling. It's like, no, I'm going to get up and, provide for my family. So that's kind of where I'm at with Cien Docenas.
Yeah, that's real. I saw a post on Threads one time where it was like the mind shift that happens between 27 and 30 is real. And I was like, whoa, because I was just turning 28. I was like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just viewing things differently, thinking about the future and things like that. And it kind of seems like you're kind of in like the same mind frame. Do you remember when like you started to see the shift in your mind? We're kind of like, okay, I got to kind of move different.
Nah, I think it was more gradual. It wasn't like a moment or anything, but I think for me it was just looking at our situation and where we were at, like my mom's situation. Obviously, like I'm married now, so my wife's counting on me. Like but yeah, I think for me it was just, it's not just that, but also seeing my friends and where they're at and just all around. I was like, man, like it's people counting on me. And for me it was like this switch where it's like, nah, like I think from a little TMI, but like I let depression and anxiety and like mental health slow me down and hold me back from a lot of things that I feel like were within reach. And I just let that like hold me down, stop me. And I think this year and this season I'm in, I'm like, I'm gonna not neglect how I'm feeling, but I'm gonna trust that the Lord got me, that he's faithful, and stand on what he's done for me in the past. So like, rather than allowing, a whole day, a week, and then let that turn into months because I'm like going through it, rather than letting that hold me down, like I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna move, I'm gonna walk despite this. And trust in the Lord's faithfulness, trust that the Lord got me. And that's kind of just the season I'm in. In general.
That's not TMI, bro. One of the things that I'm not gonna lie to you, I really admire about you is how open you are from someone who deals with anxiety. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you being so honest and transparent about those things. When it comes to like saying something like people are counting on me is eye-opening, but also can come with like pressure. So do you ever like sense that, or like how do you handle and maintain that without it overwhelming you?
Yeah, 100%. I think for me it's just I think holding on to the pressure might be like I don't know, I feel like I've been learning about like my own pride and my own ego, where I'm like I feel like I have to do everything on my own. But like when you surrender that pressure to the Lord and like really accept that like our lives aren't in our hands, like the Lord's always been, what's that Bible verse? Man makes his plans, but the Lord determines his steps. Right. Like I think the pressure comes when you think it's on you. The pressure comes when you think like, each step that you're making like is life or death because it's on you. But when you, let go and let God, but no, when you let go,
shout out for you.
I had this man few pop in my head, bro. What's happening? But yeah, when you let go and surrender that pressure to the Lord, I think that removes a lot of that tension, a lot of that weight, and you're able to walk freely knowing that there's somebody who's got you, somebody who's walking with you, and somebody who's holding you down. And when you get older, you realize you're like, yo, you haven't let me down like the last couple years,
bro.
Like you've been faithful to me. When I thought that was it for me, when I thought like, the Lord's faithfulness is just something you can always stand on.
Facts. Something
you can always remind yourself of and walk confidently in. But shout out a few though.
I feel like when you said walk confidently, I feel like you sense that in even like the song. It has like this triumphant, feel to it. So you saying all of that, I feel like just really speaks to that. I want to talk about your mom just for a little bit, because I feel like she's someone that isn't new to being mentioned in your music. You know what I'm saying? From like the recordings and intros and things that you've had and things like that. Talk about like what you've learned or like over the course of your life about just seeing your mom's resilience and seeing her just steadfastness, you know what I'm saying? Coming from a hardworking family, like what has that meant to you personally?
Yeah. No, I always say if I had my mom's faith, I'd be unstoppable.
Bro.
I'd be unstoppable because she like, I don't know, she just walks with this confidence knowing that the Lord got us, like that the Lord is a provider. And I think for me, I've just learned to walk in gentleness. I don't know, man.
Talk about that, walking in gentleness. What like dive into that.
My mom is so chill. Like she's like, damn, bro, I'm about to get emotional. She is so, how do I put it, bro? How do you describe your mom in like, you know what I'm saying?
Just like a couple words, for people. Yeah.
Everything that's like happened to us, if you know our story, like my pops got deported when I was younger, and my mom had to hold the fort down, and she never complained. She never like, she never even like threw it at us like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. Like she just always put her head down and worked and trusted in the Lord and did everything for my brother and I. And for me, like there's like a gentleness, a selflessness, and this like unshaken trust in the Lord, where it's like, man, like I see her and I'm like inspired because I know I've seen the Lord be faithful to her throughout the years. I've seen the Lord like comfort her throughout the years. I'm like, man, like if I had that faith and if I could like be a little bit of that when it comes just a little bit of that. And when it comes to trusting the Lord and just moving diligently, I go a long way. But shout out to my mom, man.
Yeah, for real. I can see that just the weight that she holds. You know what I'm saying?
She's the best.
I'm curious to, with having times where seeing your mom like make tamales and provide and things like that. How did faith play a role in your childhood growing up? Because I'm hearing how you are now, like, like God is good, all this, but like, were you always like that? Like, did it always play like that for you growing up?
No, I grew up in church. I did grow up in church, and like faith was a big factor for me. But for me, I'm also like, man, like I think personally, I could sometimes be a pessimistic and see like try to prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't leave room for the Lord to like work. It's just like, oh no, I know what's gonna happen, man. Like look
preparing
at
yourself
exactly.
already for it. Yeah.
And it's like my mom's like, no, like the Lord can still come through. I'm like, Ma, but like this is, you're not seeing it. And she's like, no, but like,
so you've seen faith faith exemplified in your mom.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. 100%. And so for me, growing up, I've always seen that. And that's why I say, like, if I could have a little bit of that type of faith, like it'd go a long way, because like it's like this unshaken, unwavering trust in the Lord that I think a lot of people, I think just in general, it's necessary in your walk with God. Like when you look at the stories in the Bible, like it was the moments where like people fully like let go and then just trusted the Lord. Yeah. That's when like God really moved, because like when you're like trying to do things on your own and trying to figure, you know what I'm saying? When you're like, I think that's where like things usually go wrong. But yeah, it's that like unshaken faith that moves mountains. So yeah, shout out mom, bro.
No, it's people underestimate how sometimes it's not even the things that you say. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the actions. You know what I'm saying? So like you seeing your mom, it's like you actually seeing her not just speak it, but like walk out the faith.
Exactly. No, that's everything. I mean, faith without works is dead. So it's like, yeah, you could say you believe, you could say you're trusting the Lord, but until you have to like, you know, until you're on your last dollar and you're like, all right, Lord, I'm gonna give this as an offering.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing left, but I'm giving you all. I'm trusting in you. And you see the Lord come through in that, then that's when you have like something to stand on. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord came through for me this time. The Lord came through for me this time. My mom got stories, but I wish she could make it.
Bro,
she got stories where she's like, like we gave our last $20 to the offering, and we got home and there was an envelope that somebody had like given us $1,000 for rent and like baby wipes and diapers and all this stuff. I'm like, bro, what? Like, it's just stories after stories of the Lord just being faithful, and that's where I like try to put my confidence in. I'm like, yo, I know the Lord's I know the Lord's come through. I know the Lord's not gonna let us down. And yeah, I mean, shoot, that's man. Shout out mom, shout out to mom, bro.
Man, listen.
And shout out 1K for you.
Shout out 1K. I'm not gonna lie, you were talking, I kept hearing let go, let God.
I'm trying not to say let go and let God, bro. This man's hacked our algorithms and our minds.
If I see you one more time on my feed, I'm like, I just saw you. I promise you. But
he might be behind this.
No, pop up out of nowhere.
He might be hanging.
Hold on. Few will probably drop from the ceiling right now, and we'll just do the whole verse on it. But listen, y'all. So listen.
Let go.
And let God. But when we come back, there are some more ways that we've seen you be intentional, and I want to dive into that here on the 116 Live here on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM
140. Tap in. We are here live. Shout out Holy Culture. Shout out Meah Evans. Shout out Ace Harris. Shout out Joe Malone. Shout out Biz Morris. I'm about to shout out the whole office. Man, shout out 1K for you.
We'll be right back. And we're back here on the 116 Live here on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius XM Channel 140. Meah Evans here with WHATUPRG. We're chopping it up. Okay, so really quick, I really want to talk about
Matt.
Shout out to Matt.
Yes, sir.
We cannot forget Matt. RG definitely said that off air. We had to make sure we shout out Matt holding down the operation. I'm
sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm a terrible person.
I want to talk about correct me if I'm wrong again. Siempre contigo.
Yes.
Always with you.
Yes.
The benefit concert you're doing in LA, which I think is so mindful and so, of course, necessary, on time. I just want to talk about what, of course, it's great to do that and everyone wishes they can. But I want to just know what led you to really want to like follow through, do a concert, just for everyone who was affected by the wildfires in LA.
Yeah. First and foremost, like shout out and thoughts and prayers with everybody who's been affected. Like, I can't imagine what everybody's processing and how they're dealing with it. Like, my wife and I have been keeping up with like stories and just everything going on, and it's heartbreaking. So yeah, just want to show love to everybody affected. For me to, yeah, I think for me to like follow through with the thought, it was I was listening to an Erwin McManus sermon, and at the end of the sermon, this is when he's wrapping up. He kind of just encouraged everybody to follow the quiet, still voice that's leading you to do good. He said, don't like question it. Don't like be like, oh, is this from God or not? He's like, if it's good, like the Lord's not gonna be like, oh, you did good the wrong way.
Don't do that.
Yeah, like the Lord's not gonna be like, oh, if you're moving towards good, that's all that matters. And for me, my wife and I were sitting down, watching everything going on, and it just didn't feel right for me to like just share an Instagram story or like just share, you know what I'm saying? Like it just didn't feel right. I was like, I gotta do more. And that's the first thing that came to mind. Like, let me just do a benefit concert. And I sat with it and I started overthinking, whatever. I'm like, man, like pulling this off so soon, just all these things. And then that thought of, like just follow the small, still voice that's telling you to do good. And I immediately hit up a bunch of leaders I knew in LA, and I was like, yo, what's the need? How can we fill that need, and how can we serve the community? And I spoke to pastors and leaders, and they were just, their perspective was like, man, we've never experienced anything like this. And so we're like navigating as we go, but this is what's needed, like diapers, toiletries, whatever, like all these essentials that people need. And then I was pitching the idea back and forth. And the crazy thing is, like, everybody I hit up was like immediately down. It was like, yo, let's go. Like, let's go. And it was just like reminders of like, nah, this is right. This is what we need to be doing. And up until, 2-3 days ago when we announced, and actually before I announced, I shared another like post to my close friends. And then we had like mad people like show love and like, oh, how can we support? How can we be a part? And so for me, it was like, this is what we need to be doing. Like, this is what community looks like. This is what the church looks like.
This is what the church looks like, bro.
Like, if, I'm not Google, I can't donate $1 million to help everybody. But if we could provide people a moment of hope, a moment of joy, and kind of have this almost like moment of like normalcy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if we can bring the community together, for people to feel less alone, I think that's it. That's the mission. So, siempre contigo, always with you, no matter, the thing me and Lou been saying, Lou is from Siervos. We've been saying, en las buenas y en las malas, through the good and the bad, we're always going to be there with you. And I think LA, for a lot of us, I could speak for every artist actually on the lineup, like LA has always shown love and support. And I think we're just doing our part and being there for them as well.
Yeah, so. I think it's just so much intentionality you can just see. But beyond even you talking about it, when I saw it, I was just like, man, that's just like, even down to like everyone who chose on the lineup and the sponsors and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And
shout out to the sponsors too. Yeah. Everybody, like, it was an immediate yes, like, let's go. So yeah, shout out to Reach, shout out to La Salle, Siervos, Voz Church, Fearless Church. Yeah, everybody that came together to make it happen. So
that kind of reminds me of, like, I can't remember the exact chapter, but like it's one chapter in Acts where it just says that it's nothing super prophetic or anything like that, but just says how the church leaned on each other for everything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just thinking about that where you said, this is the church. It's like, I don't have to be in LA to be able to do what I can, and just to be intentional. I don't know, it just seems as if you've always just had you're not far from the people, if that makes sense. Or like just like from your supporters, like thinking about you dedicating the song to Rio and you going out there, like, you know what I'm saying, being in touch with them, and then even when it comes to LA, you know what I'm saying? Have you always had that heart to always want to help others? Did it come over time when you realized like, oh, I have this platform now, I can do this? Like how has it been with you in generosity and always just making sure you could always do what you can for others?
Yeah. No, I think that's back to talking about my mom, man. Shout out to my mom. That was always her heart.
Yeah.
Like, her heart has always been like, she sees somebody in need, like I'm helping out. My pops too. Like I always seen that example. So for me, like I have a platform. I don't have $1 million to give, but I have friends who can come together and, you know, we can curate and build this moment to, help the community. But, I think back to also speaking on intention, this year, my goal was just to serve the people who have supported me. Like when we talk about Rio, like Brazil was like my second top market on like Spotify. So I'm like, man, like Brazil showing this much love, we have to show love.
Wow,
and I think just all around, that's the intention I'm moving with. Like wherever, I just want to serve the people who are around me and the people that are like immediately already tuned in to what's going on. I'm like, all right, man, like if it's like Houston and Texas and like, you know, it's mad like Latinos, mad Mexicans, like, all right, let's get these corridos popping. Like, let's get this music going, man. Like, I'm just here to serve because at the end of the day, Funky, who's a Latin artist, really, first time I ever stepped on stage, I was like rapping one of his songs. But when I met him, he told me music is a service. So music, like once you get on stage and once you get on the mic, you are a servant to the people who are listening to you. Music is a service. It's no longer about you. It's no longer about what you want to say. It's about what the Lord wants to say through you to serve the people who are listening. And so for me, that's the intention and the heart we're moving with this year, next year, and throughout the rest of my career. Like this is a service, and we're just showing up for the community. Yeah,
and you even hear that in Cien Docenas, where you're just talking about shifting priorities. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's the top of the year. You could be focused on, like, we already talked off air about music you want to do and things like that. But to be on the forefront of, like, no, there are people who lost everything. I want to shift my priority there. You know what I'm saying? So
you could get so caught up with, like, you know, the stats and the numbers and, like, I want to make this amount of money or whatever, like, because that's what the top of the year is for. You know, a lot of people love to, like, reset and refocus and
goal setting.
Goals, But I think, I've just never seen a moment where I've shown up for somebody where the Lord hasn't shown up for me. You know, I haven't seen it. I've never. I think there's a blessing in giving. There's a blessing in showing up for others and putting yourself to the side. But I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, that was good. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot what I was gonna say because that was so good.
Dang,
no,
RG's a terrible person.
No, you're not. Stop it.
2.
Stop it.
Shout out to 1K Fuse. Shout out to Matt.
Okay, so when it comes to
that's my thing. I'm just gonna say shout out Fuse,
shout out
and
Matt.
Shout out Matt. Holy Culture Radio,
Channel 140.
We're here live with Meah Evans.
When it comes to shifting responsibilities and priorities and moving with intention, is there anywhere, even in just like your personal life, where you see yourself wanting to apply more of that this year?
I'm so sorry. Shifting
priorities, intention, moving all that, opposed from just music, like, you know, just for you.
I think I just want to. I think for the beginning of my career when I was younger, I was so focused on like just the music and like, man, no sleep, just like 5 a.m. like in the studio working and like just super dialed in on the art and all that. Like I still have that same heart and intention, but I'm also like, man, I want to be present. I want to be present at home. I want to be present for my friends, my family. There's so many people that I almost disconnected with because I was so focused on, I gotta get this music like locked in. I gotta get better. I gotta put my 10,000 hours in. And I think just recently my heart's been set on like the music's gonna be there. Like I could tap in and I could tap into my gifts, tap into my writing, producing, whatever. But my family, my wife doesn't get another me. Like my this time is precious, so I have to like prioritize like the moments, the memories, the even the little things that aren't like, you know what I'm saying, like helping my wife fold clothes, you know, like just things where it's like it doesn't look cool on Instagram.
Yeah, the little things aren't so little.
Exactly. Exactly. It doesn't look cool online, whatever, but it means the world to my wife, and I make sure it means the world to our family and our future. So I think that's where my priorities are at right now.
Yeah, I feel that heavy. I feel the same way when it comes to you wanting to get things done, like with ambitions, especially with the new year. Like you were talking about earlier. But when you just like stop and realize that like the things that we focus on just aren't worthy of being magnified. Yeah. And when you spend more time, you would think that you would get more done when of course with in your case music, or like in my case with just like, you know, trying to build a brand, or like, you know, trying to build out a studio, all these different type of things. And then like when you just step back and you just like spend time with family. I spend time with my nieces. I'm just present, just talking to my dad. It's just like, it doesn't feel like I'm getting things done, but you feel like you're getting things done. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No, and it's true. Just like things like that. Just, I don't know. When you do miss out on those things, you don't feel like you're missing out on much. That FOMO is just kind of like different. Would you?
No, that's real. That's so real. I have friends who are like, you know, never mind. I don't want to share too much, but like I have friends who like struggle with comparison, and they're like, man, like I don't know, like so and so is here and I'm over here, and I'm like, man, but like you're doing great. Yeah, you're doing good. Like I look at your day to day and you're present. Like that's it. That's all that matters. We don't know what, you know. I feel like social media, content culture, all around, like it's like highlight reels, but like the day to day. We don't know what everybody's going through. We don't know what they're processing and what, you know, what their actual lives look like. I think we should value those little things that aren't so little way more. And forget about like what anybody else is doing. Like, are you faithful at home? Like, are you faithful to the people in your community? I think that's everything. Yeah.
I couldn't echo that anymore. Before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to plug, bro? I want you to plug even your mom's tamale business. Is there anything else you want to plug along with plugging that as well?
Yeah. Shout out to Tamales, man. TAMALYS. Tamales ATL. She's on Instagram. You could hit her up at 678-760-3365. Order your tamales, bro. Tenemos de rajas. We got rajas, green sauce with chicken. We got the red sauce with chicken. We got the cheese and veggies. We got it all, man. Hit us up, man. Tamales ATL. Shout out to Heaven on Earth, the whole gang. Everybody's locked in, working on their music, working on Heaven on Earth stuff. Shout out to 1K Few and Matt.
Listen, shout out RG. Thank you, bro, for being on this week's episode. And we want to send our love to Ace as well, who couldn't be here this week. But shout out to everyone that's tuned in this week. RG, take us out.
Yes, sir. You're here live.
I just knew when I tossed it to you, I was like, oh, he gonna get it. He got it.
Yeah. No, I'm too lit right now. This is live. You're listening to WHATUPRG, Meah Evans. This is Holy Culture Radio on Sirius 140. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to 1K Few. Thank you thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.